dirty little secrets. You lost control. I know darkness. It often never starts pitch dark. I came from a Christian family, not devout, but I knew the light. Throughout my childhood, my mom beat and shamed the light out of me. For a long time, I wondered where my dad was. I yearned for male affirmation. A corner of my identity grew dim. I began to yearn for male attachment. That tore me because I knew my desires were wrong. In my teens, every time I tried to pray the gay away, it made me more insecure. I tried to act more masculine so no one would suspect. I tried to cover the darkness raging within me. But darkness haunts. I could not repress it for long. At age 26, I said goodbye to God and told him, well, at least I tried. I thought to myself, if I'm going to hell, I might as well enjoy my way there. I came out to my friends, online gaming community, but not to my parents. Darkness became my new normal. Darkness gave me the freedom to indulge in porn, no longer with any guilt. Porn kept me trapped in my room till I could no longer tell the difference between night and day. It came to the point I needed to masturbate more than 3 times a day. Every waking moment was either porn or video gaming. I lost contact with any form of light. When porn could no longer satisfy, I sought intimacy with a man, but fear trapped me from experiencing the maximal pleasure. I witnessed my cousin's journey with HIV, so I was always cautious that there would be no penetration. But after a while, my indulgences left me feeling more empty and lost. At age 29, I met an older man who had the same addictions and lifestyle as me. The way he lived his life was a wake-up call to me. I did not want to turn 60 and only have porn, masturbation, games, superficial parties, and an unsatisfactory relationship to show for. I wanted to leave darkness, but bound by my addictions, I could not make a better way forward. I became stuck and depressed. I was an atheist by then, but light broke through. I started getting better job prospects, and my relationships with various family members, especially my mom, were slowly restored. The signs were too miraculous to deny that God had a hand on it. I was drawn to the light. It was clear that God showed me loving kindness even in my rebellion. I experienced firsthand what the Bible says in Romans 2 verse 4, that it was the kindness of God that led me to repentance. Jesus won my heart. In love with the God who first loved me, I let go of my gay identity. I repented for every selfish and lustful action that hurt the God I loved. My desire for past addictions slowly dwindled. Step by step, I gained patience and self-control. This does not mean I am no longer attracted to men. It means I no longer have the desire to act on my attraction. Relationships with many became one of mutual respect and more meaningful connection. I truly got to experience a renewed life, away from sexual immorality, like the Bible describes in 1 Corinthians 6, verse 11. It says, "And that is what some of you were, but you were washed, you were sanctified, you were justified in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ and by the Spirit of our God."
So that was Siho's story about his porn addiction, and also let him at the same time enter into same-sex behavior and relationship. Now, I want to take questions. Is there any questions that you want to ask from this morning? Okay, this morning we have been talking about unhealthy emotional attachment, and then I go into porn addiction, and you find that there are actually a lot of relationship to the matters. Okay, if you start to even hear, now when you start to see some of their stories, you're beginning to connect the dots. Okay, as he's looking for something that is more intense, something that is more deeper. He's looking for a male figure in his life. Okay, there is such thing called skin hunger. Skin hunger. If a little boy has not been fulfilled, has not been hugged in the right way, so even in the process of growing up, because of porn addiction, he will start to look for this oxytocin. All right, he will start to look for something to fulfill the hunger within himself. So I know that I met today Dr. Che, Dr. Che. All right, Dr. Che got a twin boys, so he has a lot of work to do because the son can only become more masculine through the father. All right, to give him that fulfill that skin hunger in the baby. In the olden days, you find that men don't like to touch the babies, very difficult, But actually, it's needful to actually give the child that kind of formation. Any questions? This morning, I brought up one case, right? The case of this unhealthy emotional attachment. Now, if you have this cell member in your cell, somebody that is keep on suffocating suffocating you. That means always follow you, stalk after you, okay? And then sometimes even come very close to you to want to have that kind of physical touch, okay? Now, as a cell group, what can you do? Now, I want to make it a bit different for you today. Yeah? Shall we all stand up? Come on, everybody stand up. Okay, everybody stand up. I need you to go and sit somewhere with people that you do not know. At least you must have 2 people that you do not know in a group of 5. In a group of 5, maybe. A group of 5 people. Okay? Yeah, come. Now, just after lunch already, we must move out. Okay? Yeah. A group of 5, maybe 2 people that you don't know there in the group. All right, at least. Okay. All right, can be a group of 5. Yeah. You find your group already, and then you get yourself seated down nearby there first. Yeah, get yourself seated there. Okay. Yeah. If you don't have 5, then it becomes 6, huh? Okay. Yeah. Or become a group of 4 also can, yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay, 5. Okay. Find a corner to sit down. Okay. Now, find a corner, sit down. Sit down first. All right, sit around, yeah. You can turn your chair, sit nicely in a group. Okay. Now, the first question I'm going to ask you is this, Okay, you have to discuss among yourself, All right. When I ask you to get up and look for someone else whom you do not know and form a new group, how do you feel? Just share within your group right now. How do you feel? Be very real, Be authentic, Okay? Just share how you feel. Everyone just express how you feel. Huh? Everybody must get a chance. Okay, select somebody in the group to take note of everything that's been shared. Huh? All right? Somebody just take note. Yeah. Okay? All right. One can join there, one can join there. Yeah. 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 Okay. You're supposed to share. Never mind, you just let them join only. Yeah, one can join the other side. Okay, join that group. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Now. Okay. Okay. Are yours? Everyone share already? Finish already? Not yet. Not yet. Okay. Okay. Continue. I give you another 2-3 minutes. Okay. All right. Let's hear from this group, Gina's group. Okay. How did your group member feel? Yeah. Okay. Some get scared. Very mixed, huh? Okay. Some felt very troublesome. Some like so scared whether we'll be accepted or not. Some okay one. Huh? All right. Okay. What about this group? Pastor Extra's group. Christina, is it? Yeah. A bit shy. Some blur. All keep all look good lah. All right. What about this group? Kok Fung's group. Okay. Heavenly Steward, huh? Oh, okay. Okay, all right. Okay, this group, who is the spokesperson? Look at you, you look at me, everyone look at each other. Yes, brother. Excited. Interesting. Oh, that's right, okay. Oh, one word only, one word. Now, I actually purposely wanted you all like that. Okay? Reason why you need to get this in your head. Change is not comfortable. Change is hard work. In order for you to move to one place is hard work. You have to come out from your comfort zone to go to another place. And it is not comfortable because you feel very unsafe. You are all very young one. I think I'm the oldest one. No, should I share? Now try to think about somebody who is in pain, like all the stories we have heard. And now they come into your church, to your cell. What would be something different that you would do this time after hearing all the sharing just now? How would your cell going to be for this person? Do I make sense to you? How would your church be for this person? Because when the person comes, the person has the kind of feeling that you had just now. I don't feel comfortable. I cannot talk deep. I think they are younger than me. I think I know more than them. Maybe I should hear them. Or maybe you say that, oh, that person older than me. I'm not sure whether I can trust that person or not. I want you to know that changes is never easy. Changes require us to trust God, to trust others. It's not easy. Okay? All right? So you want to go back to your group? Still the yeah there. But okay, right now, just want to end the group there. Can you share something about yourself to the group? Something that you feel you can share. Something about yourself that you want people to know about yourself. Is that okay? Very quick only. Very quick. Something that you can let the person remember you of. Yeah. And this group is going to be all one word. Can you extend it to 2 words? 2, 3 words. Okay? Yeah. Everyone get to share. Okay. All done already there? Have you found out what are their names? Do you ask names? Okay. Okay. Have you all finished? Not yet. Oh, that side not yet. Okay. Oh, like, wait, let me finish first. Okay. All right. Okay, continue. Finish already. Finish. Very good. Okay. All right. Okay, come. We can pause here now. Now, one of the things you can do when you run support groups is what you're doing right now. Okay? You see, when at the beginning of the support group, okay, everybody can go back to your place. Go back. Yeah. All right, now don't want to separate already now. I want to go already, man. Huh? Wow, here talk until just now one word, then become all clapping already one. Wow. Okay. Belum habis. Wow. Preaching to one another. Okay. Oh, there still. Belum habis one more. Okay. We give chance our birthday boy there. Okay. That wakes you up a bit, huh? Get you work out a bit, huh? Yeah, I eat too full already. Wow, this group, too much lah. Okay. Now you realize that at the beginning it was very hard because change is actually very difficult one. Okay, so we did a very fast version just now lah. We just start off with one question, then I just talk a bit about why that we need to have groups like this because change is actually not easy. Then suddenly when I ask you to talk something about yourself, right? Just one thing about yourself that you want people to know. You feel safe because you're talking something that you want people to know. Right? So when you want to run support groups, you got to make sure that it is a safe place. You have to start it off with being very safe. You have to look at the dynamic of different groups. Sometimes different group has different kind of dynamic. Now that group just now, I just say, oh, you're all one word only. The next round you find everyone talk by sentences already. I think they became paragraphs some more. And some more got excited already, clap hands some more one. I don't know. I don't know whether you realize it or not. They were clapping hands already. Now, which means that community matters. Community helps in a person's journey. We cannot do solo. Okay? I'm giving you, this is just a practical example for you to see. Actually, we run support groups. I had a support group for parents, I told you all. And it's not easy. It's very heartbroken for the parents. But the parents came together. They were afraid. I'm so scared. What if that person knows me? You know, somebody sent me just now a message. Pastor, do you happen to be in KK? I say, how you know? This person is in Kuching. All right, this person is Sarawak. Pastor, you happen in KK? I say, how do you know? Then send me a photo taken that I was eating breakfast this morning, our job. Somebody took photo of me eating and then sent it to the group, and then that's how they came to know I was there. You see the power of community. That means, oh, you went inside the photo already, all those who eat our job with me. All right? What I'm trying to say is that there is power in community because that's where you can establish healthy emotional attachment. I want to just link it. So at the end of the day, it's not how much you know information, it's what is in your heart. When you have deep talk now, just now the group there deep talk already. When deep talk already, Christina, is it? Going to deep talk already. Wow, must be the birthday boy there. That's why went in deep talk already. If our cell group or if our church community has no deep talk, actually we fail. Think about it. We are only fake, like what I mentioned just now about porn addiction. We are looking for authentic love. We are looking for authentic relationship. If our church has missed this, I pray that let's not waste time pinpoint who is wrong. Why not we change and we become real? So when we start to be real, I'm sure, because Jesus has called us to be salt and light, we will make a difference. Maybe slowly, progressively, but we will. Okay? Now, if you have a case, I don't know whether anyone has a case to tell me before I give you cases. I give you one all very complicated one. We only have about 10 minutes before I start another talk. Okay? Anyone has encountered anything? No names mentioned. No, please don't describe situations so detailed. Just in general, because KK very small. KK is very small. In fact, very small. See, I come from Semenanjung until here. People say I'm in KK. Wow, I see the world is getting smaller. All right. Now, recently I had one case. There was a parent that called us and mentioned to us that they have a twin children. Okay, these twins are, I think one is male and one is female. Okay, one male, one female. And then this father called in and said that the son is a gay. The father already know that the daughter is lesbian. But to find out that the son is also gay was just too much for the father to take it. Now, the father comes to you right now. What can you do? Okay, just talk to the person next to you. Now smaller group already, next door only. Just talk to somebody next to you. If you don't have anyone next to you, then you find somebody next to you. It can be maybe a 3 of you, that side maybe. Yeah. What would you do? How would your response be when the father come to you and say that my son is a gay, my daughter already a gay, now my son is a gay? What am I going to do? You asking who? The son? Asking the father. Why should you ask the father? Think about it. Discuss first, okay? The father come to you. The father very heartbroken already because the daughter already is a lesbian. Okay? Then now the father found out that the son is also a gay. The father come to you. What can you do? Just the immediate one. What do you think you can do? Okay? Hey, this is a real case. I'm not just simply bring out case. Okay? I may change a bit of sequence here and there, but it's a real case. Wow, Annie is like thinking very hard. You got answer already? Okay, very good. Okay. Let's hear from Natalie's group. Annie is going to give answer already. Come. Okay, the rest of us come, let's listen. What would you all do? Thank you so much. Scan QR code, give it. Okay, all right. At least I love the way they answer. They acknowledge they don't know what to do. They didn't want to do harm. Okay, all right. That's also an answer. Let's applaud, man. Yeah. So the next group, who wants to respond, because must not be the same answer as theirs already. Email me same lah. Okay, what about this group? Family of 4 became 3 at the moment. Yeah, come. Yeah. You point to mother point to you. Maybe Kylie, you want to respond, Kylie? What's the answer? Listen first. Listen, that's all. Then, listen. Okay, I'm being very real. Some of us be. How do we listen? So these are some skills. So maybe next time you all can invite those who are qualified, those who have been trained in counseling, ask them to come and teach you all some basic, you got glue one, basic counseling, okay? Yeah. All right, listening, very important. Kok Fong, your side. Okay, come, sister, yeah. Anna, come. Ann. Hannah. Oh, the Anna. Hannah. Come, Hannah, come. Wow, getting very atas already, the way you jawab. First listen, after that don't know what to do, then refer. You're combining two groups' answer into one. Wow, you're very king. All right, okay. Gina, yourself? You and your... Don't show judgmental attitude. Okay. This one is a counselor talking. Okay. All right. Email. Oh, wow. Wow, this one is very advanced level already. Okay, yeah. It's a possibility, but not at the beginning, maybe. Okay, what else? What about the other side at the back? I have the three UITM, is it? And then UM. Same answer with that group. Why you all too much exam already coming, is it? Cannot think already. Okay, what about here? Learn about the strategy, support. Okay, now finally just send to me lah. Okay. Yeah. Do you know that is very important? Okay? I think at the end of the day, we all always think of solution, but we never think about that person. Okay? It's good to ask the Father. First, acknowledge. All of you didn't make any mistakes, okay? Not Chinese, especially for Chinese cannot make mistake. I don't know about others, Sabahans. We all cannot lose face. Now, what I'm trying to say is this: none of you actually gave wrong answers. Those are all combination. I think the very thing when the Father comes and talk to you, the Father trusted you. And it's very important to just say, thank you for sharing with me. But honestly, how are you right now? It's always good to find out how is that person, because the father is devastated. You must understand, I listened to the case just now. The father already have a daughter who is a lesbian. And right now, his son is a gay. So how would the father feel? A parent would have completely felt that, a lot of things will go in his mind. What have I done that is wrong? What's wrong with my parenting? Didn't I bring them to church? They were growing up in church. What happened? Where have I failed? There's a lot of self-condemnation. Okay? So it's always good to ask how the father is, okay, and validate it. That means, wow, it must have been very tough for you. It's a very challenging time for you. Then you can actually ask another question. Actually, what do you hope? What do you want to do right now? Just find out. Because maybe the father is very much at lost, doesn't know. Okay? And the father will be saying things like, I want to stop my son from being a gay. Can the son is really a young adult. It's very challenging. I'm going to stop everything. Especially I have parents who say, I'm going to stop sending him to overseas already. Ask him to come back. Don't go overseas study. I can tell you, like, you go anywhere, if the issue is there, it's the same. I have parents who say, I don't want to send them to overseas because they already have this inclination. If I send them there, lagi teruk. You send or don't send, if the root issue is not dealt with, it is still there. I've already covered something that I'm going to cover tomorrow already. Someone I love is a gay, or how to journey with them. Just from a case like this. Just from you discussing. I appreciate, some of you got no answers, then you just, I really have no answers. Are you open for someone else to come in to support you? Don't simply give my number away, please. Because you are, can I use this? You are not respecting them. You force them with a number. Just ask them, are you ready to talk to somebody? If you're ready, if you need a contact number, I'll be most willing to give you. But if you're not ready at this moment, I'll keep the number for myself. Don't straight away, take, keep, call. All right, please don't. All right, that's why we hope that we can be a support in long run. Not just they call in and then they're not supported. Okay? Make sense? Is that okay? All right. Now it's 2 o'clock because I want to honor that time that I do have, okay, between right now till 5. I want to show because I've already mentioned that at 2 o'clock I will start with the gender imprinting, whoever that's here. So we're going to play the S2 video first. Is that okay? S2, yeah, S2. You're gonna see my story for those who have not seen before. There is a sound.
I'm sorry. Sorry for using you, a few of you, opening doors in your sexuality. I took advantage of you, and one of you knocked on death's door. Thankfully, you didn't go through with the suicide. But I never truly understood your despair till years later, when I knocked on death's door myself. Looking back, I still remember the pain so clearly. She called to tell me our 3-year relationship was over. She said it's because I'm not a man. She was seeing a man behind my back. Ever since childhood, I needed to be the man to protect my friends, be the surrogate husband to my mother, to be a better man than my father was. I tried to be better, but was not man enough for her. The night of our breakup felt like the longest night of my life. I look around our house filled with memories of our love. She was the first lady I found fulfillment in out of all the ladies I was with. We met while I was in the seminary, Bible school. Finally, a Christian like me. We shared common values. We could even study the Bible together. Well, some chapters at least. Other parts of the Bible we avoided when we were together because we knew what we were doing was not the kind of love God intended. I held on because of the hope that we could at least do life together. Forever? Or so I thought. I left the house determined to die. I couldn't care about the many children and youth who look up to me, always wanting to talk with Pastor Tryphena. Yes, I became a pastor after years in seminary. I managed to hide my lesbian ways from the world, but I couldn't hide from myself. I served a 24-hour notice and I left my job as a pastor. I was done meeting all their expectations. I left church with so much pain. Pain from causing hurt to the people that I love and I respected. I felt unworthy. I was that. No more mommy's good girl. No more Christian club president. No more pastor. No more people pleaser. No more protector of the weak. I started to pray on the weak. I was going to exercise true freedom. I went online and hooked up with many people. I became a sex addict. My porn habits got so out of control. I even tried sex with men just to try and feel normal. But when the sex got meaningless and tiring, I knew I needed help. After 10 years of wandering in self-indulgence, I turned back to God. I plucked up the strength to trust God again. Part of my healing process required me to humble myself, to seek forgiveness from others, and forgive myself. I struggled with the person in the mirror. I was always teased as Miss Piggy in school because of my size. At the back of my mind, I held on the thought that I was at least beautiful inside. But my brokenness caught up with me. I felt ugly outside and inside. I asked God if I could ever be made beautiful. If I could ever be unbroken. I came to understand that to be unbroken, I had to piece back the dark holes in my life. I had to process my painful past and forgive the neighborhood girl who laid on top of me and kissed me on the lips when I was just 6. She was also 6. But I guess there was a lot going on in her own family. Her elder sister stood there and watched the act of my sexual awakening with me, frozen, helpless. That was the first time I felt shame. I had to forgive my father for allowing the access of pornography videos in the house. I got hooked before I even knew what addiction was. I had to forgive my mom, who burdened me with family problems. I felt I was robbed of a childhood. To her, if I wanted love, I had to earn it. I also had to forgive the first woman who baited me only to mock me. Because hurt people hurt people. I wanted to hurt no more. It took around 20 years to now say, I am beautiful. I didn't do it by myself. God's hand was present every step of the way. I just cannot deny His power. Today, I'm a pastor at PLU C, Pursuing Liberty Under Christ. My team and I journey with Christians struggling with unwanted same-sex attraction. We shower them with love, acceptance, tears, and truth. We also journey with their families and church community. We show them that grace and acceptance doesn't mean compromise. You know what? Jesus sat and dined with sinners and the tax collectors during His time. He showed them the truth while showing them grace and acceptance as well. You know, they received hard truth, yet they were still following Jesus and wanted more from Him. Why? Because Jesus showed love and Jesus walked His talk. And that is the kind of freedom to love that I want to exemplify today.
That's truly God's story. Okay? Yeah. Again, I want to thank Pastor Ian Toh and his team in a 316 church in Singapore. It's a very small church, but God gave them especially God gave Pastor Ian the burden to come up with all these stories. So they started True Love Is Ministry, which is an arm of the church. Okay? So all we did was just to give our story. Some of you may be wondering, Pastor, you can do pottery. Not bad, huh? Okay. But that one is actually my double. When you look at that story just now, what do you think are the contributing factors that have caused her to be a lesbian? Anybody want to try? You've seen that story. It's actually very clear. A lot of, yeah? Family. What is it about family, Pastor? Family background. What is it about the family background? You see, this is a counselor asking question. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So yours is related to the father and mother figure, lah, the background, upbringing, lah. Okay. Hold already. Don't answer already. Some more. Give others a chance. What else do you think? Huh? Childhood. Okay. What about her childhood? She was very cute. Sexual awakening. Okay. Sorry, some of you are too shy to mention some of these words. For me, all these words come out very natural already, you know. Okay. Yeah. She was exposed to what we call early sexual awakening. All right. Not supposed to know so much, but got to know it. Anything else? Another simple word is like she could be sexually violated, abused, and all those things. Sorry? Body shaping. Shaming. Okay. Shaming lah. All right. In what way? Oh, very cute lah. Very cute. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, Miss Piggy. Oh, yeah. I also forgotten what the word said. What else? Anything else that you all can see? Sometimes I can miss it also. Love and acceptance. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Oh, you can journey with people already, man. Wow. Okay, very good, huh? Okay, let's have my S2 PowerPoint. Thank you. If got time, I'll show you one more. Actually, every of the PowerPoint, I have at least 2 video accompanying it, okay? Now, if someone comes to you and say, Dad, Mom, I'm a homosexual. Some of us very quick, we say, you are? Wow, you know. Or some of us freak out already. You better don't be gay, you know. You get out of my house. Wow, that's it lah, gone lah. No need to talk already. Now, anyone that comes to me and tell me that they are gay, they are lesbian, or they are trans or whatever, I normally ask them a simple question. Can you tell me more? Why do you say you are one? I don't accept it straight away. Okay? But then usually they will come and say this. They say that, you know, Tryphena, you don't understand. You know, I like Sweet Hope. I like her name, a very nice name, Sweet Hope. Really, no, her name is Sweet Hope. It's in her IC, okay? You all look at me like, huh? Yeah, I asked, it's in her IC, okay? Sweet Hope, all right? All right, I think her parents really like Sweet and Hope. Okay, so if I like her, liking her doesn't mean that we are lesbian. Yeah? You can like person of same sex. So what I'm trying to say is that if somebody come up to you and say, I like somebody, don't freak out. Don't think that because they say that, therefore, that they are lesbian or they're gay. Aren't we supposed to have relationships and healthy relationship? So liking someone of the same sex doesn't mean. Then I would normally ask, can you let me know? Share with me more. What is it about her that you like? Wow, you don't know. I admire Sweet Hope. She got long hair. Okay? I admire her long hair. Admiration. We all have someone we admire. Okay? Honestly, every time when I feel like I don't want to go on and do this work, there's one picture that always reminds me to continue. And that's the hands of Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa's hand, very rough, but she kept on doing what she has to do because God has called her to do that. So every time when I want to throw in a towel, because the journey with LGBT very mafan one. They can drain you like no business, okay? All right, they zap you like no business. But now, I look at the parents, I say, God, give me strength to walk with them because they are much more in pain. We admire somebody. Now, admiring someone of the same sex doesn't mean that they are lesbian or homosexual. Can you see? Pastor, then when? When do we think that person is? Then I ask more, you admire, what do you admire about her? You don't know, man, just now. Just now she put her hand on my shoulder, suddenly my heart. That means I would probably cross this line of being attracted to her. Don't freak out. Then ask her. Ask again. What is it about her that you're attracted? Usually I ask the guys. I ask them, you notice that you have quite common traits of people that you're attracted to. Can you tell me more? Then I ask them this. Well, are you looking for someone who is handsome? Pastor, no need handsome one. Oh, no need handsome one. Okay, tell me more. Must have 6-pack one. It's okay lah. 1 pack also can. So it's not about the physique. Then what is it about this person that you're attracted to? I don't know, but whenever I'm with this person listened to me. This person have deep conversation with me. This person understood me. So you find that he's actually looking for somebody who listens. Somebody who listens deep into what he wants to pour out. And usually men, they don't talk deep one. Man, they sit in a group, hey, your watch how much? Your Rolex. Which car you're driving? Hilux? Which kind of Hilux? No, they will compare different things. Men rarely talk about in the heart. But they do talk when? When they go fishing. They sit in one row. Everyone don't see eye to eye one. They just like that. My wife, my daughter, my son, my church member, They begin to talk heart to heart because they don't see each other. And men do talk heart to heart, but it's not the kind that we normally like in a community like this and talk. But women are very fast one. Women, you put them in support group, but not even 5 minutes, they already talk heart to heart. Men, you put them in support group, you see all of them. Betul tak? They got so fast one. So you must find out what is it about this person that you're attracted to. Now, based on this tree, even this tree is not considered as homosexual yet. You like somebody, you admire somebody, but here is a fine thin line that crosses over to attraction that may not be healthy. For example, if I'm so much attracted to Sweet Hope, and I know that she's going to get married soon, I will try to spend more time with her. And then I start to tell her, your husband to be, he's a terrible man. Like that. I heard from people, I heard, don't know from who, I heard. I'm trying to destroy that relationship. Why? Because I'm already attracted to her. Remember just now, unhealthy emotional attachment, you want that person. You want to possess that person. The reason why I wanted to possess her is because I have issue called homo-emotional. This is where I was teaching just now, unhealthy emotional attachment. Homo means same sex, emotional attachment. Without the person, I cannot live. Without the person, I have no meaning in life. So which means that emotionally, you are already dependent on that person became your God. So if let's say I am emotionally dependent on her, I stalk after her. She gets suffocated. And she run further. And the further she runs, the more I run after her. Okay? Until the point where I may hurt her. But let's say because they are about to get married, and suddenly he wants to do it here, she wants to do it there. And she wants to invite this group of people, then he wants to invite the other group of people. Wow, they have argument. They cannot agree. One say we must have shark fin, another say no shark fin. Then they fight over the shark fin. Hey, God, all right? Because one is, we must save the sharks. Another one say we must eat the sharks. Okay? And because of that, there's conflict. And while they were having conflict, I took the opportunity. I went in there and I comfort her. I comfort her. Actually, she doesn't have the background. I took advantage. I had the background. Because I think of her sexually. I wanted to possess her. I wanted to have her as my partner. In my mind, when I look at her and think of her, I begin to fantasize. Now, that's also part of the addiction that I had, the porn addiction. So when a person starts to fantasize sexually, that person has what we call homosexual orientation. That means I'm attracted to her emotionally, romantically, and so forth. That was what I mentioned yesterday. Okay? But I took opportunity. Then when she was so heartbroken, she's so angry, somehow he's very stubborn one. I still want to have the shark fin. And because of that, she gets more hurt. Oh, he doesn't love me. Then here I am. But I love you. I care for you. So in those vulnerable moments, even though she is not one, I can take advantage and cause her to fall. And if we have that intimacy, then we would have what we call homosexual behavior. Are you with me? Now, she may not have it forever. She may be just a one-time for her. But because she's allowed it and she continued that relationship, therefore she also have homosexual behavior. Now, I was closeted gay. Closeted means nobody knows about it. Imagine I have very noble profession. I was an educator before. I was a teacher before. I cannot tell people that I'm a lesbian. Then after that, I went into seminary. I became pastor. How can you tell people? Very noble profession. I was hiding behind all this struggle. To be honest, I'm still alive today is by the grace of God. Because the kind of tension I was in, fighting with sin, I would have go gila, crazy, lose my sanity. I was not able to take this as my identity. And that's why I never tell people that I was a gay. Very hard. I knew that I probably is, that time. I was, in fact, but I couldn't tell people because I wasn't able to embrace this identity. But today we are facing a generation whereby the day they come into the world, this identity is part and parcel of what is in the world. So for the young people, this is one of the identity. Why shouldn't we embrace it? Why is the church making so much noise about it? Okay? My identity, first and foremost, John chapter 1 verse 12. For all who received him, he gave them the right to be called children of God. We need to know our identity is we are a child of God. Okay? But we miss it. So I miss it. So Tryphena, how in the world you end up being a lesbian? So I'm going to teach this. This is the most important of all the sessions that I'm going to have today. Okay? If you can understand this, you will be able to understand very clearly a person's brokenness. We talk about the stream of sexuality. Brother, you're very young man. Okay? Just hold there. When you were about 1 year old, were you aware you're a boy? You sure or not? You're very young, still very young now. 1 year old. Cannot remember. Okay. I don't want to torture you. Sophia, you're about 1 year old that time. You remember you're a girl or not? No. Then who you are that time? Also don't know. How many of you remember at age of 1 year old you're a boy or girl? Annie is like, don't torture my brain. All of us don't remember, right? Huh? No. Even your twin boys, 4.5 months. and they only know the only, right? They don't even know whether they're boy or girl. Okay? What I'm trying to say is this. How come we have 200 types of gender in the world? All of us come into the world, actually we are just a piece of blank paper, just like what you're seeing right now in the PowerPoint. Who told you that you are a boy or girl? Come on, who told you? Parents, not the gynae. You saw come the what is called the bidan, is it? The Malay, come already. It's a boy. It's a girl. They announce it. How did they know? They'll just check it. They check the genitalia. All right. Yes or not? Yeah. Hey, hello. Because you don't know. Those who don't have children yet don't know one. Yeah. What's that? Environment. What kind of environment? All the parents, all the people around you. But environment today tell you you're not a man. Can you see or not? Environment today tell you you can be who you want to be. Wow, I see all of them like, Wow, the younger generation, the older one, no lah. I was talking to some elderly ones, they say, a man is a man, a woman is a woman lah. Why like that one? Cannot understand, especially China men. Yeah. The thing is this, who has been changing your belief system? Who has been imprinting in you? Who has been putting in all the ideology into your mind? Who told you that you're a boy or a girl? See, my parents, they love each other so much so that before they could get married, they already have me. You understand what I'm saying? Let me talk again. They love each other so much that before they could enter into marriage, my mother mengandung already. So I'm actually a child that needs to come in soon, and my mother have to get married because my mom already conceived me. Buy one, free two. Free one. Yeah? So they had to get married. They were not prepared for marriage, but they got married. And they continued to love each other so much so that within 5 years, there are 4 of us. That time, no Korean drama lah. That's why it's so free. Within 5 to 6 years, there were 4 children. 4 of us. So I grew up with a belief system because I'm the eldest. And my parents always say this to me. You are the eldest. You have to be good role model for your brothers and sisters. Or sometimes they will say this to me. You be good girl, huh? You good girl, we love you. Sounds familiar, right? Sometimes we also use this before. But for a child, the mindset is very different. How they perceive themselves being loved is very different. Now let me introduce this. I introduce this. If you can understand this, you're going to understand a lot of brokenness. All of us, our life is like a stream. We can't choose our stream. If you ask me, if can, kalau boleh bah, I want to be a Sabahan. Why, nice mountain ma. Then only come in 3 months, must go home already. All right? I mean, if given a chance, I would like to be, honestly, I like to be like Caucasian. It's tall, a different color of the eyes. Then you see these eyes, if given a chance, I don't want to be a Chinese, mata sepek one, see? Very small. When I laugh, I cannot see one, my eyes. Okay? So if given a chance, I don't want to be a Chinese. And worse still, if possible, I don't want to be born in a Hakka family. Haksi, so loud, frighten people to death. Hakka, Haksi, means frighten people to death. How many Hakkas here? Hakka Moy? Wow, very proud to be Hakka. Okay? I mean, honestly, I was born in a family where my dad is a Hakka. I was born in a very confused family. My father is Hakka, my mom is Hokkien, equals to Cantonese. I grew up in PJ, so I don't speak Hakka, I don't speak Hokkien. I speak Cantonese. So given a chance, I don't want to be born in a family whereby this stream, okay, born in a family where my father loves to drink and my father loves to gamble. So as I was growing up, all of us, like it or not, we do go through obstacles in life. Some of us, our obstacles are much more challenging than others. Some obstacles are they were being sexually violated when they were very young. Some obstacles, they were being labeled, they were being, what we call, there are two kinds of trauma. It's not in the PowerPoint here. The first trauma is trauma A. A stands for absence of good things in our life. Absence of good things. All of us deserve good things. Things like being loved, being cared, being given attention. All these are absence of good things in our life. The second trauma is trauma B. B stands for what? Bad things that took place in our life. It's out of our control. Imagine a 3-year-old boy come to church one day in Sunday school. Lo and behold, there's a stranger that comes in and none of us know because the church is open. But the stranger came in and the stranger took the boy to a toilet and began to sexually violate this boy. This is a bad thing that happened to this boy. Trauma A, trauma B. So the trauma A, trauma B, the thing is this, is all the rocks here. These are the challenges in life. We cannot miss it. But the thing is this, when we go through the challenges, how many of us are privileged? Privileged enough to have community or family that can stick with us and walk through with us. You see, I grew up with this. I need to do good, then I will be loved. That's my mindset. So when bad things happen to me, I dare not tell. Because that is bad things. That means I'm not being good and I won't get to be loved. You see, a child's perception is so powerful. So when a child goes through bad things in life or challenges and no one walked through, then the person will choose another way out. There are some who manage to go through it. The pain is still there. Yes. But it is being supported by a community. They come out healthy. Remember, we are not developing perfect marriages, perfect families. We want to build healthy marriages, healthy relationships. Because marriages sure got fights. Next time you all sure got fight. Okay? When you fight with gaya. Mesti ada gaya. Keunggulan. Okay? Alright? Don't fight in front of your children. Fight inside the room. Fight gao. Then you come out. Hello. Alright? Yeah. I'm serious. I'll tell you more about this. Okay? So a person who goes through challenges, if being supported, will become healthy. But a person who has been going through trauma A and trauma B without being supported, don't forget there's this word called shame. And shame will cause that person not to talk about it. And the person will carry it and become somebody who is so much in hurt. Remember the 4 words? Hurt people, hurt people. A person who is hurting will go on hurting others. Okay? So let's talk about it. I strongly believe in development, psychological development of a child. Okay? Now I'll teach you a bit about psychology. Okay? This is based on a little bit on Erik Erikson as well. Birth 0 to 5 years old is the most crucial time for us to build a child. If you miss this age, you have to wait for another 7 more years until they reach 12. Once you pass 12, that's where you have the adolescence and you have the rebellious teenagers years. So that's why first 12 years is very crucial. Some of us miss it already. Never mind, we still have others that we can help. Okay? So 0 to 5 years old is parental same-gender attachment. That means father and son, mother and daughter. Let me just go one by one. I need to talk a bit about man here. Because basically, a child will need this 3A. It's valid. Valid need. Attention, affirmation, and affection. This is valid. Now, let's talk a bit about fathers. Most men, they cannot multitask. They're all very focused. That's why I love to work with men. Very focused on they get things done. Let me give you an example. About 5% of the boys that come into the world, they are very gentle and very sensitive boys. They don't like rough and tough. When you talk to them, you must look at them eyeball to eyeball. Then you must probably tap them on the shoulder. These 5% boys, they are not gays, but they are more sensitive. But 95% will be those rough and tough ones. Before you can talk to them, they don't know run until where already. Now, let me give you a scenario here. You have these two brothers. The older one is rough and tough. The younger one is the sensitive boy. Then here you have the father. Like I said just now, father don't multitask. So the father, what happened is that he worked whole day at the working place. He's so tired. The first thing he will ever want to do when he comes back home is take a bath, shower. He wants to shower. So the moment he gets into his car after work, shower. Drive. Shower. Stop at traffic lights, so shower. All he could think of was shower. And the moment his car come near to the home, you can find the two boys. Daddy's home, you know, right? Children are like that one. But the father is thinking about what? Oh, very good, you're all imprinted already. So the father comes in. The father is thinking about shower. And not only that, I realize men, in general, not all, there's some very special one, but in general, men don't talk so much. They talk a lot outside, but when they go home, all the quota used already. So they need to top up. No top up, then no other things come out. So when they go home, they don't want to talk so much. When they come home, they will say that, just leave me alone. Usually it's like that. But imagine if the wife whole day at home alone, waiting for the husband to come home. And the husband come home, you leave me alone. You don't love me. You get what I mean or not? Okay? That's why you see you have all this marriage conflict going on. So now here you have this father. Also limited. Outside he used all his quota already. When he come back home, he's thinking about what? Shower. So he just walk. The two boys, Daddy's home, Daddy. Shower. No, Daddy walk. Actually, Daddy didn't know that he should have stopped and tell the two boys, let me take my shower. I'll come down and play with you. But Daddy is thinking in his mind already, I just need the shower, you know, and he doesn't want to talk much already. No more quota, no top up. Okay? So, now, I want you to see the response of these two boys. The first one, oh, Daddy, he run already. Daddy also never say hello to him. Then he run off already. For him is that he don't feel anything. But the 5%, that boy, Daddy don't care. Daddy don't love me. Can you see the perception? This boy perceive it this way. But the elder one, I don't care. He just go away. But the gentle one, he needs the father to just look at him. Hi, son. Even that also he happy already. So automatically, this boy will be crying. And he will go to one place where you have somebody who multitasks. This person busy cooking. And then here got one earpiece, Bluetooth talking to somebody. And then not only that, mopping the floor some more. Wow. Who is that? Me. I want you to know something, that when this boy comes to this mom personality as nurturer, as someone more gentle, or even a nanny or a maid per se, who are ladies, they will stop everything, especially for mother. The mother will stop everything and look at the son. Son, what happened to you? Why crying? And then mommy will start saying, oh, why you perspiring one? Come use tissue, wipe, you know. Why so untidy one? Tuck in your shirt. Actually, there is the female characteristic that is being imprinted in this boy. This boy needed attention because he wanted to just hear the word, how are you, son? Affirmation. And all that he was craving for was affection. The same even with a daughter. A daughter, if here the father were to tell the daughter, girl, you're so pretty. Now I remember when I was very young girl, about probably 5 years old, I was wearing a very beautiful dress. Even though my parents wanted me to be a boy. But at 5 years old, I was wearing a beautiful dress. I remember that photo. Okay? It's like, like Snow White, that kind. But today, probably it's like Princess Elsa, the blue color one. Let it go, let it go. That one, So I was wearing that beautiful dress. And I was just swinging in front of my parents. Swing, swing, swing. And I was just hoping my parents would say something sweet to me that gave me hope. Sweet hope, ma. All right? But you know what my parents say to me? Guess. I was so beautiful, swinging, swinging, swinging there. If you are my mom, what would you say? Huh? So pretty, right? Wow. If you're my dad, what would you say, Cody? Not bad, not bad. Now this is a young people talk. Not bad means good lah. My parents were telling me this. Don't eat so much. What? Don't eat so much means what? Means I use a nicer word like cute. Okay? Yeah, Miss Piggy. So I had that labeling. Actually, I wasn't fat. When I look back at my photo, actually, I was not fat. But as a child, when they say that to me, don't eat so much, straight away, I jump into the picture that I am fat. The affirmation that was not what I wanted. So can you see that it's so important at this stage, a child's mind. A child needed security, love, affirmation from members of the same sex. If my mom would have just said something else, that would means a lot different. But if you hear that story just now, I was a surrogate husband to my mother because my parents' relationship was not fantastic. So when they had fights, my mother don't want to talk to my father anymore because my father gamble and the money all goes off already and the business have to close down. That time he had a small business, has to go bankrupt for that. So because of that, my mother couldn't trust him. And I became a substitute husband to her. I became her listener. And I was taking it. By right, I should feel safe, feel loved, feel affirmed. That's why I remember this morning I say I was the needy one. I wasn't the one that protect others. I was the one being protected. Because when I was very young, I kept protecting others. And that wasn't me. So what happened to this boy? When this boy is not attached to the father, there is this such thing called defensive detachment. So this time when the father wants to get close to the son don't want really. The son will feel that, I'm not sure whether you're safe or not. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to be close to you. But the father reaches out. But the son pushes the father away. So when father and son do not have attachment, there is such thing called emotional detachment. Emotional detachment means that there should be a connection by right, father and son. Father and son should be able to talk. But because there is this detachment, the father may be there, but emotionally not connected. Let me give you a story, okay? There are many, there was this not young man really, he sat in front of me, he's about in his 40s already. He came with his father to see me. His father was about 60 over years old. And he sat in front. The father was trying to understand why my son became gay. Why my son kept wanting to be gay. And I called for this gathering much later. Okay? So the father came, and then the son, I said, would you like to tell your dad how you feel? 40-over-year-old man sat in front there, and he began to cry. He cried and said, Dad, where were you when I needed you? Where were you when I needed a hug? And when you wanted to hug me, I don't want you to hug me anymore. That is when he became an adult. Because this son was crying out for a father's touch, crying out for the father's love. The father in his 60s, he was tearing there. Because that moment, honestly, it was too late. because the son didn't want to change. The father was just hearing. Because the father was there. The father said, I was there. Physically, the father was there, but there was no emotional connection. One simple question you can ever ask, if you are a father here today, maybe I would ask you, if you are a father, do you know your children's friend? Do you know your son's favorite, color? Do you know what your son is studying? Sometimes some fathers don't know also. They only know how to give money only. When was the last time you asked your son, how have you been? No, Chinese and Sabahans, they ask one question, you eat already or not? Makan apa bah? Huh? You ask people what they eat. You ask only physical food, but do you ask emotionally? A lot of us dare not ask this question. Why? Because this question opens a can. When we ask, how have you been lately? If the person say okay, I don't take okay as an answer. Okay in counseling is not an answer. When they say okay, can you tell me more? Your okay is what? Are you ready or not to listen? Just now you talk about listen. Are you really ready to listen? Because listening takes a lot of patience, and listening takes a lot of courage as well. When a father and son is not attached, there will be detachment. And when they are detached, it's very automatic. If the husband and wife relationship is not good, the son will automatically go to the mother one, the eldest. And you will have the mother and son enmeshment. Can you remember the roti I told you this morning? The enmeshment? It stick together already. The enmeshment is such that there will be that close emotional attachment. You find that the son becomes more and more like the mother. If the mother is emotional, the son is also emotional. If the mother is unhealthy, the son can also be unhealthy. So right now, you have to decide who is the most important figure in the house. As I mentioned, if husband and wife relationship is not fantastic, then you will have the mother and son enmeshment. The enmeshment can be healthy. But if the relationship between them is not healthy, then this relationship will not be healthy. Especially if the mother is not saved. If the mother don't feel loved by the husband, the mother will keep drawing it from the first child. So I was the firstborn daughter. That's why I had to take up the role to be someone strong for my mother. If I'm a son, probably it's different. Probably I will become much more softer like my mother or stronger like my mother, depending. This is attachment theory. If you have a chance, go to the YouTube, look more at some of the attachment theory. If a child feels secure, what happens is that they will have better relationship with their parents. I grew up with this. I grew up with very ambivalent. I wasn't sure whether when is a safe time for me to talk to my mom or to talk to my dad. Because my mom can talk things like this, if your dad hurts me again, I will walk away from this family. Very ambivalent for me. I wasn't sure how safe this home can be. In fact, this is my first time talking about this, about my mom saying that, if your dad still do what he's going to do, I'm going to walk out. In fact, my mom has walked out before. And therefore, for us as siblings, as children, we don't feel safe. We don't know when the volcano eruption be. Are you with me? All right? So can you see there's a lot, attachment style. So let's say secure. So mother is always very quick, sensitive, consistent. Then the child will feel secure. Then when the child is secure, there is this basic trust. And when a secure child, no matter how much they go through failure, they can bounce back very fast because they're secure. Okay? So you see, psychology does help us when we learn a little bit more about a child's development. Okay? Now this is a good book to invest, Raising Gender Confident Kids. You can get it from Canaan. I don't know whether they have Canaan land here or not. Canaan, they have, can get it from them. Okay, it's written by my mentor, also translated to Chinese. What Dr. Melvin was sharing is this, the power of imprinting. Yesterday night, I think it was yesterday night or this morning, I think we talked about gender dysphoria, okay? We talk about probably a child born with, an ambiguous two genitalia, a male and a female, and then we remove one of it, and I was saying that the child can still be imprinted to be according to how he's being brought up. All of us are born with a blank piece of paper. We don't even know whether we are male or female. But our parents tell us, our environment tells us, like what my brothers say, okay, we were imprinted. So there is this important time to be imprinted in our gender identity. How we know we are male or female, the first 5 years is very crucial. And it's also this first 5 years, if a 3-year-old boy or a 4-year-old girl begin to feel that I'm not a boy or I'm not a girl, that's where gender dysphoria can take place. First 5 years, very crucial. Okay? I saw some of my pictures when I was about 6 years old. I was dressed up like a boy because my parents wanted a boy badly. Chinese ma. First one best is a son. Okay? And it's not the fault of my mother. My grandmother always blamed my mother. All right? Never blame the son. The son got XY. My mother only XX. Chromosome. Okay? So, boy definitely has to come from the fathers. Now, this imprinting is because when you look at this guy, Konrad Lorenz, okay? He's a Nobel Prize Austrian biologist. He was doing a studies on the geese. He was trying to find out how did all these geese identify who their mother is. How do they find out? He was studying on filial piety, respectful to our parents. Okay, so obviously he's an Austrian, not a Chinese. Chinese no research really, all become roasted goose. 燒鵝. Okay, all right. So only Chinese cannot do this research. All right, gone already. So he was studying about filial imprinting. So he was demonstrating, he did a long study. You can actually go and check it out. And he was saying that, he was waiting for them to be hatched. Okay? They were in the eggs and then they were waiting for it to be hatched. So the moment the gooseling came out, the first thing that moved around, Conrad was walking around there. He was walking. Okay? Anything that moves, the gooseling will identify. The first 36 hours, very critical. They are being imprinted, this is my mother. What about a baby? A child, the first 5 years is the most crucial time to imprint their gender identity. Okay? So you find that, you see, they identify him as the mother. Everywhere he goes, they follow. They don't follow you. They follow Conrad. No privacy. All right. That shows how important imprinting is. That shows how important, hear me, Sunday school is. Sunday school is the most important ministry of all in a church. Okay? And you don't start them when they are 7 years old. You start them even when they are toddler. Because imprinting can take place. The problem is most of our Sunday school are all lady teachers. Very few men teachers. Toddlers need men to crawl with them also. Play with them. So that, especially boys, you need to imprint in them masculinity. Like father, like son. Like father, like son. This is my favorite one. He looks like his father today, honestly. Walk also like the father. This is the psychology of homosexuality, according to James Dobson, Bring Up Boys. By the way, I know there are mothers here. Mothers, I honor you all, okay? Mothers, as much as you are a good mother, you can only bring up your son to be a boy. Have you heard mothers call their son, a boy, a boy? A boy, huh? The Singaporeans especially. A boy, a boy. Mothers bring up the son to be a boy. But fathers, you bring up your son to be a man. It's not a role of a mother. It's a role of the father. Only fathers can bring up their son to be a man. And only fathers can affirm their daughter to be a woman. If today, Sister Mei-Ling tells me, Tryphena, you're very beautiful. Okay lah. But if Pastor Albert say, Tryphena, after you talk your story, I see, wow, you're more and more beautiful. Yes, sir. You know, a woman's affirming a woman is nothing the same as a man affirming a woman. When was the last time our father tells us? You know, I heard from my father when I was growing up, there was one argument that really hurt me tremendously. My father called me useless. Just because my mother passed away, he was so angry, and then he blamed me for being Christian. He blamed me for going to Bible school. I was so angry with him, man, how he messed up our life. And he called me useless. Well, at the time, I nearly severe relationship with him. I was in Bible school that time. My father never affirmed me, but God healed me, my heavenly Father. Because of my earthly father, no good relationship, that affected my heavenly Father relationship until the Lord healed me. And lo and behold, when the Lord healed me, I remembered much later, I invited my father to listen to me when I was preaching in Chinese. So he came. That was my first time preaching in Chinese, and I got him to come. And then after that, he said, well, not bad, you're Chinese. Huh? Well, that one, I take it affirmation. Yeah. Then after that, I asked him, I said, Dad, so when do you want to become Christian? I see the time. He doesn't want. But later on, my father was being diagnosed as a final stage colon cancer. So when he got it, he had to go through surgery, everything, with a colostomy bag and everything, very messy. Okay, very messy. And but I had my father for 9 months. And during this 9 months, I had a chance to bring him to know the Lord. And about 2-3 days before he passed away, just bear in mind, when I was at the age of 13, my father had a big fight with my mother. And out of his anger, he chased all of us out of the house. Chased my mom, chased all 4 of us out of the house. This one not in the movie, if not the movie too long. Got too many stories already. All right? So he chased us out, and that was the day my whole image of man was shattered. How can there be a father that can chase the family out of the house? That's why I have no respect for man that time. And I make a vow, when I grow up, I will do better than all the men. When I grow up, I will take care of the family. I will not allow man to override what I can do. You see, that kind of thing I went through. But the Lord break me. And just before my father passed away, I was with him in the hospital. Okay? As usual, he's China man. But he learned how to let me hold his hand when we pray. So that day, suddenly the Holy Spirit impressed on me. Ask your father. Pastor like to ask those people about to die. And the pastor will ask, is there anything else you want to do that you have not done? So I did the same, ask my father. So, in Cantonese, is there anything else that you want to do that you have not done? Don't forget he's a China man. Then he looked at me. Then the Holy Spirit impressed on me. About when I was 13 years old, he chases out of the house. So I asked him, Dad, you still remember not the day you chased us out of the house? Ooh, you're in the hospital, ask like that. Quietly lah, just ask. Dad, you remember not that day you chased us out of the house? My father paiseh, lah. No way he's going to say sorry, come on lah. He's a man. But the Lord just told me this, tell your father that he's forgiven. I just said, Dad, I just want you to know that we have forgiven you. I saw my father's face, and 2 days later, he went home to the Lord. He left this place with no regret. And we too have a closure with him. You see, God can do healing in a very supernatural way for me. That was part of my journey. Because my father was affirming me. Actually, my father affirmed me a lot after that. All right? In fact, he was telling my siblings, let your sister handle my funeral. Let your sister do all the buying coffin and everything. Because my family, there's still some who are not Christian. And they will never let the daughter do all the buying coffin. It has to be the first son. And when somebody questioned my brother, who is not a Christian, and he's the first son in a way, and my brother say, my dad has assigned my sister, so you don't ask more questions. So my dad affirmed, because father's very important, the role. You bring up your son to be a man. Then we move on to other stages. I'm going to pause here because we have already started for quite a while. Okay? Is that okay? Can, we're going to pause here for a while. You want to have coffee, is it? Another coffee time? Actually, there's still some more. Because I will spend more time on this, because these are very important stages. But I want to pause here. So now it's 3 o'clock, 3:15, Pastor? Bisa? Boleh? Boleh ba? Sabah must all the baba at the back. Baba, black sheep. Okay, 15 minutes, we come back.